So this is the too long didn't read on the installation of Arch Linux on a MacBook. The first thing that you want to do is, if you have a MacBook Pro 2016 or 2017, you're going to want to check this GitHub, and you're going to make sure that you are okay with some of the problems that exist. This is for Linux in general. So audio will work if you plug in some external speakers or headphones, but the built-in speakers are not working currently. Suspend and hibernation is currently not working. And Wi-Fi is probably important to you, so you're going to want to look here for your type of MacBook Pro and see how that works. This is the Mac Wiki article on Arch Linux, and you have some model-specific information. Pretty much says what was in the other page. Suspend hibernate doesn't work, and talks about the audio as well here. So, but you are going to want to refer to this documentation here and look at your specific type of MacBook here for information on what is working or not working before you install. Another thing you want to do before you install is check, we'll have a plan for the internet, because as this guide points out, Arch ISO will be downloading all packages from the internet. That's currently how that's currently the default way for installing Arch Linux, which means you have to be connected to the internet. If you and so MacBooks do not have a built-in Ethernet port, right? So you have these two options, as you can see here. I got myself a Ethernet to USB dongle. I tried with the iPhone to tether. It didn't work for me. You might be able to get it to work, or it might be easier with Android phones. Then I would follow this guide right here. There's another guide that came up within the first few results, but that is from 2015. I'm not sure if it's good or not, but you're going to want to have this plan for what to do with the internet first. Do take the time to verify your download of the Arch ISO for security purposes, as it's rather important that you have that. One last thing is, if you have more problems, actually it shouldn't be a problem with the Wi-Fi, you're going to, it talks about it here, you're going to need to install the Broadcom drivers. Once you have internet connection, that's easy to do. So this is the guide that I recommend that worked for me. And this guide is for a single boot setup. If that's what you want, you could stop the video here and refer to this guide and to here for your installation. Now, if you want a dual boot, then the way I did it is I succeeded at that, and I made my partitions in the disk utility program on the Mac, in the Mac operating system. The first time I tried to do it with CG disk, the way you do the regular installation, but I didn't see a way that I could do that without wiping out the Mac operating system. So I did the partitions in the Mac OS, and then it should be fairly obvious. You're gonna need. What I did is I made a EFI partition. I made 4 partitions. One is the boot partition, which is of type EFI system. Then I had the swap partition, which is of type Linux swap, and then I had a root partition and a home partition, which is of type Linux file system. I didn't see all those types when I used fdisk, so I did use cgdisk as per these instructions and the Arch Linux wiki instructions, and you can list out the different types available. And then, as is instructed here, I used systemd for the bootloader, and when I start the Mac, once I see that the backlight turns on, I hold the Option key, and then it gives me the option using the normal Mac, whatever that is, systemd bootloading software. It gives me the option to go into Arch Linux or to go into my Mac operating system, and that worked for me. So that's it. That's the too long, didn't read. Thanks.